Once, there was a young woman named Kisagotami who was happily married and had a baby son whom she deeply adored. However, tragedy struck, and her infant suddenly fell ill and died. Overwhelmed with grief, Kisagotami refused to accept the reality of her child's death. Clutching her lifeless baby, she went from house to house, pleading for medicine to cure her child. Someone advised her to seek help from the Buddha, who was known for his compassion and wisdom. Desperate, Kisagotami approached the Buddha and pleaded for a cure for her child. The Buddha listened to her heart-wrenching story and said, "I can bring your child back to life if you bring me a mustard seed from a house where no one has experienced death." Filled with hope, Kisagotami went from door to door, asking for a mustard seed. Each household was willing to help, but when she asked if death had visited their home, every family had a story of loss and sorrow to share. As she went from house to house, she realized that her pain wasn't unique. Death was an inevitable part of life experienced by everyone. Slowly, the realization dawned upon her. She understood that her grief was shared by many others, that suffering was universal, and that no household was untouched by the pains of mortality. With this newfound understanding, Kisagotami returned to the Buddha, empty-handed but enlightened. The Buddha gently explained, "The life of mortals is like a flower. It blooms and then withers away. Understanding this, the wise person remains detached from worldly pleasures and does not grieve for the inevitable." Kisagotami comprehended the impermanence of life and the inevitability of death. She decided to cremate her child and accepted the truth of his passing. With the Buddha's guidance, she embarked on a spiritual journey, eventually attaining enlightenment. This story teaches the profound truth of impermanence and the universal nature of suffering. It illustrates the Buddha's wisdom in guiding Kisagotami to understand and accept the natural cycle of life and death, leading her on a path towards enlightenment and inner peace. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please subscribe this channel.